Hello everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to another video. I want to preface this video by saying I am outside because inside there's lots of kids playing and stuff. So I came out here hopefully to get a little more peace and quiet for this video, but they're doing construction out there. So I'm hoping you guys don't hear it, but that's what we're dealing with today, and we're just going to roll with it. So I also want to preface this video saying this is just my personal experience. We're going to be talking about some heavy kind of subjects today. I am not trying to say that I know what's best for you. That's definitely a personal thing. You need to seek advice from a doctor or a therapist or something like that. I'm just sharing my experience, and that's all I can speak to. So we're going to jump right into it. And I have not shared anything about this on my channel. And it's not that I was trying to hide it. It's just I've really gone through some hard stuff this year, and I needed to get better before I could share or be helpful to anyone else. So basically, I mean, y'all know our story with moving last year, and it was very stressful and it was kind of a spur of the moment. We didn't know it was coming, and then it all just kind of fell apart. And anyway, you can go back and watch videos about what happened and all of that. Ministry life is hard. We've been in it for 15 years, and it's been hard. And, you know, I feel like a lot of times I try to be strong for my family, and sometimes you know, you can only be strong for so long. And so basically, we moved in May of last year, and I started my healthy lifestyle, losing weight, in October. And then everything mentally started coming to a head at the beginning of this year, of 2024. Between January and February in there, I hit this, there's no other word to describe it except just complete depression. I felt horrible. I felt like I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I felt completely like I was underwater, and I couldn't cry, I couldn't laugh, like I just felt completely numb. That's the best way I can describe it. I felt horrible. I felt like nobody cared. I felt like nobody saw. I felt like I was on an island. I just felt really bad. And I tried, you know, just kind of pushing through. I tried, you know, all the things. Let's get some exercise. Let's, you know, call a friend, like, let's, you know, try to make myself feel better. And nothing was working. And, you know, my family was noticing it. And I remember there's this one day that I did not want to get out of bed. It was a Saturday. It was really like cold and rainy. And, David was like, you've got, like, let's go to the bowling alley. Let's take the kids bowling. Like, I know he was just trying to like get me out of the house. And I remember we went to this bowling alley, and I felt like I was in slow motion or something. It was the weirdest thing. I just had no desire to be there. It was just horrible. And I remember telling him after that, like, something's wrong with me, and I need to go to a doctor. I need help. And I think there is a stigma in the church that mental illness, you should just, you know, trust God and get better. And if you can't do that, there's something wrong with you. There's not in our church, but just as a church as a whole, I have felt that. And I have struggled with depression, mostly as postpartum depression. After Lucy, that was the worst I've ever experienced. And I knew what that felt like. And so it was really easy for me to recognize that and want to get help. But in my view, there is nothing wrong with going to a doctor. Actually, you should go to, God gave us doctors. God gave us medication. And to me, there is no difference in asking for help with depression or anxiety, as it's the same to me as you have diabetes and you need insulin, or you have high blood pressure and you need blood pressure medicine. It is the same thing. And so, you know, here I am, a pastor's wife, you know, and I felt like maybe I should be stronger. Even going into the doctor, I'm like, God, am I doing the right thing? Should I just pray some more about it? But I had a peace. I had a peace that I was doing the right thing. And I went into my doctor, and it was a new doctor that, I had to find a new doctor because we had moved recently, and my primary care was in Indiana. And so I went in, and he was so kind, like the most gentle and kind person I've ever spoken to. And I just burst into tears. I told y'all I couldn't really cry. But as soon as I started talking to this man who was so kind to me, and I was just telling him, and here is why, and I worked through it with him. I think this is why the depression hit me when it did. First of all, we had just been through a really stressful year. The move, changing the kids' schools, finding a house, selling our house, it just was a lot, moving our whole family. And that was a lot. And I felt like I had to be strong for my kids. And so it wasn't lost to me that as soon as they were more established and settled, I started kind of falling apart because I was finally processing everything. Also, I had started a new healthy lifestyle, and I was no longer using food to regulate my feelings. And I know that I do that. I use food as a drug. And so when I no longer had that drug, it wasn't surprising to me that these feelings were coming out. This year has been hard. It has been hard. We're adjusting. We're in a new position that we've never done before. We've always been in the ministry under a pastor at the same church. And here we are as campus pastors, which we are still connected to the main church, but we're not all the time with them. And we're kind of starting a church from scratch. It was way more involved. It has been way more work and different feelings than I was anticipating. It really has been. It's been great. I believe God led us here, but I will tell you, it's been a lot of work on my entire family. A lot of times, especially the last few jobs that David's had, I've been able to really stay at home and be involved at church, but just as involved as any other member would be, not necessarily up there with him all the time, helping him with his job. This position, it has definitely taken both of us. And me trying to balance YouTube, which at the time was really, really hard to keep pumping out the videos, and any critique I got, I will tell you, be careful what you comment to people. I don't know if people realize what comments can do to people. I have a little baby channel, and so I can't imagine the comments that bigger channels get, but it is hard to feel the criticism when you're just trying to hold on. And, I get a lot of comments like, I love you and your family, and I love your videos, but I'm like, just don't say that to people. You don't know what someone else is going through. And there was so many days where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting myself through this? So I had that going on. I was trying to help David at the church. I was trying to keep, do everything I do for my family. I had started health coaching, so I'm trying to help other people. At the same time, I feel like I'm kind of drowning in this depression. It was just really, really hard. And so I told him all this. I have a special needs son. I have all these different responsibilities at church. I don't have a lot of friends right now. I don't know a lot of people here. And it's like everything just compounded and compounded and compounded. And he was like, yeah, you're depressed. And I can see why. And he's like, it's time to start taking care of yourself. And he was really proud of me for losing weight, and he thought that was great. And so he recommended to start some medication. And he's like, it usually takes 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes as much as 2 months before you start seeing like any results. So be patient. And I don't know whether I should even mention like what medicine I'm taking, but here's my preface before I say what I'm taking. Obviously, talk to your doctor. He gave me several different options, and then we kind of worked through what the best one would be for me. And he put me on a low dose so that we have room to increase it if I need it. And I've done fine on the lower dose. I take Wellbutrin, which it It is a NDRI, and basically it increases norepinephrine and dopamine in the brain, which are hormones that help regulate mood. And when you have these hormones that are deregulated in your brain isn't working appropriately, you need medication to help regulate it and get it back to a normal level. It's the same as, like I said, a diabetic needing insulin. Like, it is a medical thing, and I have no shame sitting here and telling you guys that I take this medication. I am not embarrassed about it because it has helped me so much. And just like I have a video where I talk about Nate's medication and what he takes for his ADHD. And honestly, putting him on that medicine was the hardest decision I've ever had to make as a parent, because I was so afraid of the side effects, of what people thought, and all of this stuff. When I finally put him on the medicine and I saw that a doctor told us, when I was telling him I'm afraid of starting him on anything and all of this, the doctor told us, if you don't like it, we can always take him off. Like, it's not a lifelong decision you're making. We'll try it. And if you don't like it, we'll take him off. And so that gave me a lot of peace. I made a video about how medication has helped him, a positive story. And that video gets comments every single day. And I made this video 3 or 4 years ago. And it is one of my favorite videos I've ever done, because no, has it gone viral with all the people that watch my channel? No. But moms and dads who are wanting a positive story on medication are finding the video, and they're commenting things like, because of this video, I want to go and, talk to my doctor, or because of this video, my kids started medicine and they're doing amazing, and all of this stuff. And it's been amazing. So that's why I want to make this video, because I know there are people out there that are struggling with depression. They're struggling with anxiety. And do I believe God can heal that? Absolutely. I've seen it happen. God can heal it. God can heal diabetes. He can heal cancer. He can heal whatever he wants to heal. He is all powerful. There's nothing our God can't do. And I 100% believe that. However, there are times where he uses doctors, and there is no shame in that. And so here I am telling you, if you are struggling and you are having a hard time getting through the day, there is no shame whatsoever in asking for help. Make an appointment with your doctor. I know that's probably the last thing you want to do is go talk to someone about it. Cry your way through it. It's okay. It is okay. I cried my way through it, and I promise you, they will help you. Find a doctor, and if they don't, find another doctor that will listen to you. I found the kindest, nicest doctor I think I've ever talked to. God just led me to the right person. And the trucks are getting really cranked up over here, but there's also a couple other things I did besides the medication. There's a couple of books that I wanted to show you guys. Again, I believe in doing lots of different things. That God will meet you exactly where you're at. This book right here is phenomenal. It is by Pastor Chris Hodges from Church of the Highlands. And he talks about his own struggle with depression, which I think is a pastor of this huge church. And I think this is so powerful that we're actually talking about this. And it's called Out of the Cave. And he talks about the use of medication, and also putting your faith involved as well. And it is just so good. I've read it cover to cover. I bought it, and I don't buy very many books because I read a lot. I'm very particular with books I buy. But I bought this, and I love this book, and it is such a powerful tool. And I will link it down below. It's not very expensive. Out of the Cave. It is phenomenal. And then this is a Bible study that I've been slowly making my way through. I'm almost done with it. I love the Daily Grace Co. Bible studies. They are so good. There's topics on anything you could possibly think of. And I buy them when they're on sale, and I just keep them, and I'll pull them out. This one is Never Alone, and it's walking with God through depression, and they use stories from the Bible. Powerful. It is so powerful. It's broken up into small little chunks that you can do every day. It's beautiful. It almost is like a magazine kind of, but these are so good. There's ones on anxiety. There's ones on different actual Bible characters, different subjects, literally anything you can imagine. I will link the Daily Grace Co. down below. They have sales all the time. One of my very favorite websites because they have they have good gifts and Bible study tools. I have their little highlighters. I love them for my Bible. They're just really, really cool. I love their studies. So both of those things have also really helped me. And here I am. It has been almost 5 months since I started medication. I've been in to see my doctor 2 times since then, and he just wants to make sure everything is going good. And I will tell you, after about 3 or 4 weeks, I started feeling better. Is it like a magic pill where you start taking it and then everything is happy and roses and you never have all of those things that I was telling you guys stressed me out and made me depressed? I still have all of those things. I don't suddenly have like no problems. You know, it's not going to mask your problems and you're just happy all the time. But I'm able to handle them better, and I'm able to cry when I'm sad. I don't feel this numb feeling. And so my doctor's very happy. I've had 0 side effects from the medication. He's very happy, and he's told me, like, if you start noticing those same feelings again, come back. We may need to adjust the dose as your body kind of gets used to it. And I'm just so thankful to have someone like him in my corner that truly listens to me and didn't judge, but was just so kind in a moment where I was really feeling like I was having a hard time. And I'm so thankful for my husband because he was so great during all of this. And he prayed for me every single day. And he still prays for me every single day. But he also has said, like, whatever you need to do, go see a doctor. He was with me during the postpartum depression and all of that. And, you know, there is no shame. There is no shame in asking for help. There is none. And I just want to encourage anyone else who is struggling. I know what it feels like to struggle. And Jesus knows what it feels like to be sad and struggle. He does. Being depressed is not a sin. It is not. And there is hope to get better. There is tools to get better. There are so many non-medication routes, medication routes. Go talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid. And I only post this video to offer hope to someone else who's struggling. It's not fun to admit this stuff. I know that people will have negative things to say, and if anyone does have negative things to say, it will be deleted from the comment section of this video. You have the right to have your own opinion, but I also have the right to create a safe space for those of us who need help, and the judgment and the ugly stuff will not be tolerated down below in the comments. That's just a fair warning out there, because this is real life. This is real life stuff, and people are struggling, and you never know the people that you interact with on a daily basis. You never know what they're going through behind the scenes. You just don't. You don't know. And so I choose to be as kind as I can to others. Every day I just pray, God, help me to just love people like you do. And it's not easy all the time, but our words are powerful and they can make a difference in someone else's day. So I wanted to close out this video with a little prayer for y'all, and let's do it. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this time. God, I just pray right now for anyone out there who is struggling. God, maybe they're just feeling really sad or numb or anxious. God, we know that you have all power over every single emotion that they're facing, God. And we know that you can bring complete healing to them. And I just pray right now that you would start healing those areas of their mind, God, and of their body, and that they would put their trust in you. But God, I also pray that they would ask for help with people in their life, their doctor, their family, God, that they would feel no shame in reaching out and getting help, God, because you also gave us doctors and medicine, God, and there is no absolute guilt that they need to feel for asking for help. I pray for courage for them to make an appointment if they need to. I pray for peace for whatever decision they decide to try, God, and I just pray for courage as they go forward, God, that they would not feel any sort of condemnation, because where you are, there is perfect peace and love. God, I just thank you for every single person, God. I just pray that you would wrap your arms around them right now and let them know how much you love them. And that I ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, you guys, so that is it for today. I will link these 2 things down below, and I really hope this video was encouraging to you. And just know, if you're struggling, I feel you. I've been there, and I would love to pray for you. So leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new, and definitely give this video a thumbs up, share with a friend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.